And we welcome you back to Bergstrom Court on the campus of Minnehaha Academy. We're going to get started right away with our boys game as we complete this season-ending doubleheader for the two schools. It's the Minnehaha Academy Redhawks at 19-5 taking on the Columbia Heights Highlanders at 18-6. Minnehaha, the number 1 team in Class 2A. Columbia Heights, number 7 team in Class 3A. The Highlanders on a lot of momentum entering this game. They have won 11 out of their last 12. The only loss in that stretch was to De La Salle, the number 1 team in Class 3A. Columbia Heights led by Willie Brazil. And the Redhawks on a 12-game winning streak.
Set for the last game of this doubleheader. We've already had a national anthem before our girls' varsity contest. We'll move straight to starting lineups.
And let's take a look at the starting 5 for the two schools. For the visiting Columbia Heights Highlanders, it's Christian Kelly, number 3, the junior guard. Wendell Matthews, number 4, the junior forward. Quentin Hardrick, number 5, the junior guard. DeAndre Robertson, number 10, the junior guard. And Kadeem Thomas, number 15, the senior guard. Minnehaha will start number 0, Jose Williamson. The senior forward, Jalen Suggs, number 1, the freshman guard. Number 5, Lorenzo Smith, the junior guard. Number 21, Bennett Tyson, the sophomore guard. And number 42, JaVonni Bickham, the junior forward. Bickham and Suggs make up the core of this Minnehaha Academy group. And a lot of you by now have heard about Jalen Suggs. Started as an 8th grader on this varsity team. And this kid can play. Not afraid to shoot deep three-pointers, and I mean deep.
5'8", junior, number 5, Quentin Hardrick. At guard.
Redhawks stumbled out of the gate a little bit to start the season, going on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Totino Grace, Minneapolis North, and St. Louis Park, but turned it around, and they are on a wave of momentum when you want it most at the end of the season. And even though this isn't part of their winning streak, they did get a huge victory over Caledonia on the road back on January 13th. Caledonia, the number 2 team in Class 2A. As we noted in the first game, Minnehaha was second fiddle to St. Croix Lutheran in Section 4 AA last year. St. Croix Lutheran, not the same team that they were without a Murky graduated. The Redhawks don't appear to have much competition, although New Life Academy gave them a run in a regular season meeting. 59-54 was the final there. So it's not a certainty that the Redhawks will get out of Section 4 AA, but it's going to be awfully tough to knock them off this year. Columbia Heights, their top foe will be Matamidi in Section 4 3A. It looks like that's going to be a 2-horse race, although Totino did get that win over Minnehaha for what that's worth. There's always a degree of unpredictability when it comes to boys basketball, but you're looking at a pair of frontrunners here that we could see in their respective state tournaments. The question is, will those predictions come to fruition? Jalen Suggs at 21.2, the leading scorer for the Redhawks. The Highlanders led by DeAndre Robertson at 17.3. Final game of the regular season for the Redhawks. They'll get a week off before section play begins. For the Highlanders, they face Brooklyn Center tomorrow to wrap up regular season play. Redhawks miss on the first possession, and we're underway. They wear the black just like the girls do, and Columbia Heights wears the white. Here's Quentin Hardict, I should say. And he bounces it into the abyss for a turnover. Willie Brazil, the head coach for the Highlanders, and Lance Johnson, the 2013 champion, leads the Red Hawks. And they move the ball quickly as Lorenzo Smith demonstrates. He gets us started with a three-pointer. Hardick. Thomas, they swing it around. And Hardick has it again, drives baseline. Charge is called. JaVonni Bickham drew contact. I think he got the block as well. I remember that 2013 state tournament run that the Red Hawks completed. Had an amusing post-game interview with Kahari Carter following the championship. He couldn't find anyone to say hi to, and then his parents jokingly chimed in, well, what about us? Kahari Carter, the son of Randy Carter, who's an assistant coach for the Red Hawks program. Randy, you may recall from his time at the Gophers. Jalen Suggs racing down the court, pulls up, can't bank it in. Suggs also the quarterback of the SMB football team, a co-op where Minnehaha participates. "15-footer does not fall for Hardick. And the rebound goes to Bennett Tyson. Suggs to Smith. Back out to Suggs. The Red Hawks also have quite the rivalry going with Minneapolis North. The two teams met at the Tip-Off Classic with the Polars beating the Red Hawks 79-74 that year, and a foul away from the ball will be charged to Wendell Matthews. And a lot of big wins for the Red Hawks as well, including a victory over Hopkins, the defending 4A champions, and still in the top 10 this year in 4A, not the favorite, although they did knock off Wayzata last week. And the Red Hawks with an unforced error. 16:26 left in the first half, and a bit of a shaky start, but Minnehaha Academy leads 3-0. Hardick, rejected by Suggs, but it goes right to Thomas, and his three-pointer well off the mark. Jose Williamson corrals the rebound. Suggs, he's got hops, and so does Bickham, but his drive is no good. Kelly with the board. Roberson, swish. And that gets the Highlanders on the board. They applied the pressure. Minnehaha breaks. Williamson finds Bickham, and he'll shoot two. JaVonni Bickham, the junior, one of the leaders of this group. Not the leading scorer. That role belongs to Suggs now, but he averages 14, and his role is certainly vital to the success of this Red Hawk program over the last few years. Intriguingly, the Red Hawks are not the highest scoring team in their section. That belongs to St. Croix Prep, or St. Paul Prep, I should say, but the Red Hawks have played a full schedule. St. Paul Prep has not. They're only 12-4 coming into tonight's games. Steal, here comes Suggs, look out!
Jalen Suggs.
And Willie Brazil calls a timeout. Jalen Suggs. No words necessary. You can try to find an adjective, but you just need to say Jalen Suggs, and most of the prep basketball world will know what you're talking about. Jalen Suggs, the 6'3 freshman. And he was a dazzling figure last year. If you recall, his deep threes were a sight to behold. So the Red Hawks are on a 7-2 start. And something tells me that slam by Suggs is just the beginning of what we'll see out of him tonight. Thomas feeds Roberson over to Kelly. Deflected, so no backcourt violation. Matthews to Kelly. Here he comes. And he draws the blocking foul, so he will shoot 2. Kelly averaging 8.3 a game. The Highlanders, as we noted, their last loss was to De La Salle. They're coming off a win over Holy Angels. Came up with a big win over Eastridge at Trinity on January 28th, one of the Super 60 events. And overall, a pretty impressive resume. The Brooklyn Center game could be quite telling when they go to face them tomorrow. And that will go to Minnehaha after the ball squeezed itself loose for a little bit. Here comes Suggs, and he draws the foul. Some Highlanders fans are calling for an offensive foul. They don't get it. So Kadeem Thomas will be hit. Already the 14th foul on the Highlanders. Suggs tried to lob it to Williamson. Wasn't clean. Here comes Suggs. Fakes the 3. They swing it around. And the Red Hawks will give it up on the traveling violation. Seven to 3 is our score in favor of the Red Hawks, who are looking to pick up their 13th straight win to end the regular season. Kadeem Thomas misses the tray. Suggs leaks out to Tyson. No good. Lorenzo Smith is there to tip it in. And it's a good thing Robin is out in the corner and not by the escape lane, or she might have been in for a big collision. Roberson. And at the step back. And Bickham picks up the board. Bickham through the double team, and he lays it in. Bickham with 4. Kelly had to put on the brakes. Islanders back off. Another quality win for the Highlander team. We'll get to that point in a minute, as Hardicks almost loses control and does. Here comes Suggs. What a beauty. And a carrying violation was called on the Highlanders. So a turnover and a double whammy for Willie Brazil. Columbia Heights started the year with the win over Central. Bickham, and 1. The Red Hawks running over the Highlanders to start things off. A 15-3 advantage in 5 minutes of play. I was going to say another quality win for the Highlanders came against Waconia at the Super 60 event held at Hopkins. And a full day of hoops. JaVonni Bickham with a quick 7 to start things off for the Redhawks, and they have a 16-3 lead. Thomas to number 22, Arian Austin. Mid-range J goes in for Christian Kelly. And a badly needed bucket for the Highlanders. Suggs lobs it to Bickham. Goes up with it, but can't put down the contested shot. Columbia Heights looking to run. Hardick got an arm off, will take it himself and can't put it in. Rebound, kick out, 3 ball. That's no good. Rebound Bickham. Suggs surveying the field. Now the Highlanders draw out the defense, and that sets up Stordahl for the 3-pointer. He misses, but Bickham is there for the putback. 18-5, Bickham by himself is outscoring the Highlanders. He has 9. It likely won't stay that way, but that goes to show you how strong Minnehaha has started this game. Bickham with the steal, goes to Stordahl, back to Bickham. They can't put down the alley-oop. He didn't have the hops to throw it down. Break for the Highlanders. Austin in trouble. Finds Hardick. He lost it. Smith with the steal. Can't bank the runner in, but a foul is called on Columbia Heights. 11:02 remains in the first half. Bickham finds Stordahl. They swing it back around. The deep 3 from Smith. Pure! Can you say motoring? That's what Minnehaha is doing. The Redhawks flock, making prey out of the Highlanders here. Three ball, corner pocket. Christian Kelly goes up to 6. Suggs, no look bounce pass, and Minnehaha throws it away. New player in for the Redhawks, it's Donovan Taylor, number 12. Thomas to Austin. Entry pass intercepted by Minnehaha. Suggs tried to leak it out to Stordahl, and Columbia Heights got the deflection. Jalen Suggs to inbound. Suggs can shoot from there, but decides not to. Stordahl, 3 ball. He misses from the corner. And Christian Kelly with the rebound there. Here's Roberson. Weaves through everyone and gets the layup. So the Highlanders scoring on back-to-back possessions. And they need some momentum right now. Smith for 3. No good. Rebound went to Matthews. Kelly tries to drive in traffic. But he does draw the blocking foul. Minnehaha with plenty to give, so a side out coming for the Highlanders. A 15-3 start for the Redhawks as they wipe up some more perspiration. Jalen Suggs is wiping up the floor, already getting some looks for football. Led SMB to the section final in 5A, but Mahtomedi crushed them in that round, 50-0 or 50-26. Whatever the score was, it was a runaway. Suggs used up the dribble, needs help, and almost got it in the form of Donovan Taylor. And that's going to be a foul on Minnehaha. We'll go against Bickham. His second personal. Roberson. No bounce for him. Donovan Taylor with the rebound. A bit of a bump from Matthews, but we play on. And Suggs once again will lie in wait. And with no shot clock, you can do that. Once again, trying to draw the defense out. See a 1-2-2 from the Highlanders on that note. Also known as a boxing one. And the Redhawks content to bide their time here. Smith to Bickham. Tried to drive, and a late foul was called. Much to the chagrin of the Highlanders fans. And with Columbia Heights in the penalty, JaVonni Bickham to the line for a 1-and-1. The foul is just the first on Wendell Matthews. Four double-digit scores for the Redhawks. Although Caden Johnson has not played as of late. And Lance Johnson will call a timeout. Bickham with 11, and he's still outscoring the Highlanders. It's 23-10 in favor of the Redhawks. And we just got a score from Champlain Park. The number one team in 4A beats the number one team in 3A. Champlain Park knocking off De La Salle 87-77. The Twin Cities Hoop Czars right next to me, blogging this game, but also Scoreboard watching. McKinley Wright, a candidate for Mr. Basketball, scored 46 points. Champlain Park. Everyone is wondering if this will be the year that the Rebels finally win the state title in Class 4A. They came close 2 years ago, lost to Apple Valley. But the duo of McKinley Wright and Theo John have been mainstays for the Rebels over the last few years. And I watched the contest they had with Maple Grove, number 1 and number 2. It was standing room only, or as my buddy Charlie Beatty called it, you, me, and 2,400 of our closest friends. we're not quite as packed tonight, but a key game for two top 10 teams. Wendell Matthews hits the turnaround floater as the Highlanders try to rally back. Minnehaha with an explosive start. Now the Highlanders looking to turn the tide. And there's an alley-oop layup style. Wendell Matthews scores. And that draws the fans to an uproar. Nine-point lead for the Redhawks. We haven't seen Suggs try any deep threes yet. But give it time. There's one. Just a bit short. And Christian Kelly lost the handle, so the Redhawks keep it.
Right returns for the Highlanders. Also returning for the Redhawks.
You saw Suggs trying the inbound alley-oop, didn't work out, and Williamson can't hit the turnaround J. Another stop for the Highlanders. Here's Arian Austin. A considerable opportunity here. And Roberson swishes the elbow J. The lead is down to 7. Highlanders have scored 6 in a row. Suggs weaves through, but he just fouled before he drove. But that means free throws for the 9th grader. And the partisan Highlanders fans naturally voicing their displeasure. Jalen Suggs. As we said, much has been talked about this guy in his 2 seasons of varsity play. Looks to join the long line of talented multi-sport athletes. Quarterback of the football team at SMB and a stud on the basketball team. Much like Tyler Johnson was at Minneapolis North. Redhawks have yet to miss a free throw. They're 7 of 7. Suggs goes up to 6. And that gives the Redhawks some momentum for now. Roberson in trouble. Suggs with the block. Smith on the leak out. Goodbye. Give the dime to Tyson. Austin pulls up, a little bit to the right, but 3 Redhawks collide for the O-board, and Smith comes up with a steal. A fortuitous bounce there, and now a foul is called on Austin. Williamson to the line, still 1-and-1 range for the Redhawks, though. Williamson averaging 7.3 a game. And that gets him on the board. He knocks both down. Redhawks still perfect from the free throw line as we continue this doubleheader on the school located near the Mississippi River on West River Parkway. Missing the reverse was Roberson, but a three's on the way. Arian Austin can't hit it. Roberson straddles the baseline, keeps it in bounds, goes up. That's no good. Rebound Tyson. And another foul is called, this one on Jarvis Wright. Some more free throws coming now, double bonus for the Redhawks. Jose Williamson back to the line. He hit his first 2. Minnehaha, the private school, recently celebrated its 100th anniversary. That took place a few years ago. Williamson split, so the first miss from the free throw line for the Redhawks. When it comes to sports, Minnehaha may not be as decorated as De La Salle, once a conference foe of theirs in the Tri-Metro. But they've had some recent success. I mentioned the boys state tournament championship in 2013. Baseball team winning last spring. The track team for boys winning state in 2014. Islanders swing it around. And a foul is called on Jeff Stordahl. Looks like he made contact with the knee of Jarvis Wright. Minnehaha still with a foul to give, though. And we'll try this again. And number 12, Nathan Shafera. And nowhere to go. So he bounced it off a Minnehaha player, and you can do that to maintain possession. They'll have to inbound it again, but the wise players always find a way to preserve possession. Sometimes you have to bounce it off your opponent. Roberson short on the three. Minnehaha looking for another transition look. They don't get it this time. Stordahl almost went off his feet. Scramble for the ball. Won by Roberson. And he'll draw the blocking foul on Suggs and have a shot at three. Suggs looking dumbfounded by that ruling. But the Redhawks are still up big. Roberson gets the friendly bounce. And now the lead is trimmed to 11. Ball lost momentarily. It will stay with the Redhawks. 3:52 left in the first half. The closest team based on QRF is Minneapolis Roosevelt. For Minnehaha and Columbia Heights, they shoot more free throws. Kadeem Thomas with the steal. And he gets the second one on Suggs, so Thomas, who averages 7.9, will shoot a pair. To finish up the QRF assessment, Roosevelt is the next closest team to the Redhawks, but the margin is significant. Minnehaha's QRF score 204.7, Roosevelt's 148.8. And when you look at the schedules between the two and who they've played, there's a pretty clear discrepancy between the top of the pack in Minnehaha and everyone else. Mahtomedi has a similar advantage over Columbia Heights, but that section is seeded by the coaches. I do believe that the Zephyrs will get the number one seed as Thomas makes the back end. But the Highlanders could be a dangerous 2 seed in section 4-3A. Williamson underneath, and he lays it in. 32-20. 3 ball. Bullseye. DeAndre Roberson. And he's up to 12. Here comes Suggs. He falls, but gets it out to Smith. Williamson pulls up. Swish. Jose Williamson with 7. And he's providing some valuable support for the Redhawks. Again, this is a pretty balanced team. They don't need Suggs to have a big one every night. No bounce. No tip in either for the Highlanders. Suggs leaks out to Smith, and he's denied. Arian Austin got the ball, but he stepped on the baseline. So the Redhawks catch a break with 2:41 left in the first half. Suggs, the skip. Smith knocks down the triple. Lorenzo Smith is having himself a game. He averages 13.6, and he's up to 13. Thomas goes back out to right for a reset. Roberson. Blocking foul. Smith thought he had the charge, and you can tell he is unhappy. So more free throws coming for DeAndre Roberson, who split his last time up. Roberson splits again. Highlanders struggling a bit from the free throw line, 4 of 7 compared to Minnehaha's 10 of 11. Williamson tried to feed Bickham. Columbia Heights swooped in for the steal. That was Christian Kelly with the pick. Roberson on the line. Hits the... No, they do call it a 3. I thought Roberson stepped on the line. Minnehaha did as well. But that's a 3 for Roberson, and he's up to 16. Thomas went for the steal. Now Bickham from 16. Swish. High risk, high reward, and Minnehaha reaped the reward there. Thomas. That was Roberson. Bullseye. Roberson with the step back. The step back three-pointer gives him 19. Bickham for the answer. Missed everything. And a foul is called as Donovan Taylor was holding Christian Kelly. And they rule it a loose ball foul, so free throws coming for the Highlanders. Still 1-1 though. Officials having a discussion. Jalen Suggs will take Taylor's place as Taylor picked up his second foul. And this may be a key sub for the Redhawks, who are trying to stem a Columbia Heights rally. Redhawks led by as much as 14. Highlanders can't convert though. Here comes Suggs in trouble, and he loses it. Roberson, one-on-one. And he's fouled by Williamson. DeAndre Roberson doing everything in his power to keep the Highlanders in this. He averages 17.3, one of 3 double-digit scores for the Highlanders. I've got him at 19, and he can get 20 here. Which he does when he hits the back end again. Roberson 3 of 6 unofficially, but he does have 20. And Minnehaha succumbs to the Columbia Heights pressure. 1:06 left in the first half. A reminder that we will have Mia Curtis, who scored a career-high 33 in the win over Mare Lutheran earlier tonight. She will join us for a halftime discussion. Right now, she's got to be a little bit nervous, along with the rest of the Redhawks fans, about what they're seeing as a 14-point lead is slowly shrinking. Williamson with the rebound. This time Minnehaha reads the pressure. Bickham through traffic, no good. Suggs almost saved it. Now Roberson is a 2-on-1. The kick out, Thomas. That would have been big. Roberson tries to save it. Here comes Suggs. Hesitation and one. Jalen Suggs, Mr. Big Time. And who knows what lies ahead for him in future seasons. Talented, versatile athlete. Whether it's playing with the SMB co-op program or hooping it up with the Redhawks team. Jalen Suggs goes up to 9. And that pushes the Redhawk lead back to 11, and that was a crucial basket as Columbia Heights was looking to threaten. Now there's still 20 seconds and plenty of time for the Highlanders to get a shot off here. Roberson, little stutter step, but he didn't break free of his coverage, and that's a 5-second violation. So the Redhawks with a chance for an exclamation point before we go to intermission. .6 and counting. Minnehaha approaching this possession casually. Bickham finds Suggs. He's open for 3. Contact and a late foul. Suggs was hacked on the 3-point shot, and the first half will end with him shooting 3 at the line. The Highlanders go into the locker room. With time expired, Suggs will finish the first half with 3 shots, all by his lonesome. And he gives an air 5 to his teammates that would normally surround him at the free throw lane. And he does it again. Does he do this every time he shoots free throws by himself? I want to know. He makes all 3. And he gets a real high 5 this time. And a comical footnote to end the first half. Minnehaha up 45-31 over Columbia Heights as they look to extend their winning streak to 13 games before the regular season wraps up. We'll take a break and bring you Mia Curtis. Then get to the second half for you. You're watching high school boys basketball. The Redhawks lead the Highlanders 45-31. And I'm joined by Mia Curtis. And Mia, before we get into your game, I want your assessment of the first half with your Redhawks leading by 14.
Well, I just thought we did good pushing the ball and then hitting open shots and making sure they don't score as much as they're capable of.
And they've got a freshman sensation in Jalen Suggs, and you know a thing or two about leading this varsity team as a freshman. You put down what I believe is a career-high 33 in your game over Mare Lutheran. What would you say has contributed to your development this year?
Well, just getting in the practice and working hard and staying focused and not giving up when I'm having bad games or bad practices.
And in your game, you really pushed the tempo. You were driving quite a bit and just kept attacking even when shots weren't going in. So tell me, how do you stay so relentless and fearless in the paint?
Well, with the help of my teammates, and when I miss layups, they're there to get my rebound and cheer me on when I'm not doing so great.
And there were some folks wondering how this team would function when Sarah Kaminsky graduated, and I think the answer has been through the youth movement with yourself and the Rhodes sisters and Avery New and Nevaeh Galloway. It's a young crop, but a very highly knit one. So how has that chemistry developed over the years?
Well, we try to bond throughout the year, and I think that since we've been on the team for so many years, when Sarah was here, that we had time to develop as a team.
And how have you guys stepped up in your leadership over the last few years?
Well, I think we've put it a lot on each other. Like if we're down, our other teammates are helping us, and they're congratulating us while we're doing good.
Then you had to fight off a minor scare from Air Lutheran at the end of your game, and so tell me, how nervous were you guys, and how relaxing was it when you were able to knock down some free throws?
Well, I don't think we were too worried because if we need to hit free throws, but we were doing so and not making sure they were coming back too close.
And with section play starting next week, obviously you'd like to get back to state. What do you think is it going to take to get out of Section 4 AA this year?
Well, we have to be ready for St. Croix, and we just have to play good, stay focused, and just hit our free throws when the time comes.
And what have you enjoyed the most about this season, getting 21 wins with only one senior and having to do it without your do-everything guard in Sarah Kaminsky this year?
I thought it was just very fun just playing with the people that we were playing with.
And of course, you have some experience. You've been on this varsity team since a 7th grader, so how have you developed, and what does it feel like to be a veteran as a freshman?
Well, I just have listened to what the coach says and just made sure I do what he says to get better.
That's usually how you do it. And what are some other memories or moments from this season that you want to share as a playoff start next week?
Well, I think the big wins that are really fun. Even the Holy Angels game, even if it was a loss, I just thought we played really well as a team.
And anyone you want to say hi to that will watch this game?
Hi, Mom.
That's all right. I want to get the shout out into the mother, of course. So thank you for stopping by, Mia. I guess we'll see if you can top your 33 in postseason play, but I'd say the future is bright for you here at Minnehaha.
Thank you.
That's Mia Curtis of the Redhawks. We'll have the second half coming up in a moment. And we're back at the Bergstrom Court on the campus of Minnehaha Academy in Minneapolis as we continue our coverage of high school basketball. It's the boys doubleheader with Minnehaha and Columbia Heights, the second half of our doubleheader, and that will wrap up the regular season for the Redhawks team. They'll get a week off to prepare for section play, where they are the prohibitive favorite. They lead the Columbia Heights Highlanders 45-31, and they've done it with balance, plenty of it. JaVonni Bickham with 13, Lorenzo Smith with 13, Jalen Suggs with 12. DeAndre Roberson has 20 points to lead the Highlanders, but he's not getting a lot of assistance in the scoring category. Redhawks started the game on a 15-3 run, and they've held roughly that margin since then. And we get ready for the second half now. What has been a busy day here at Minnehaha with the plethora of games, with the doubleheader and the bake sale that benefits the Grow the Way Foundation. Hardict out to Bickham. Bickham, the dribble drive, comes up short. Suggs missed time, the tip in. Hardict to Wendell Matthews. And a missed layup, and that's going to be a foul as Wendell Matthews reached over to try to get the offensive rebound. And that's going to be something to watch as the second half progresses. Minnehaha effectively containing everyone outside of Roberson. And while 20 points is not an amount they'd like to give up, they're keeping the other players from doing damage. They bring the double team in that instance, and they force Bennett Tyson into a turnover. Redhawks looking to pick up their 20th win of the season. The Highlanders would need to win and then beat Brooklyn Center tomorrow to reach that feat. And we have a stoppage in play because something happened with the scoreboard, where they gave Columbia Heights an extra 100 points. I know our audio tech has always proposed giving everyone 100 points and letting them play for 5 minutes, but I don't know if we're allowed to do that in this manner. So we're going to have a free timeout as they try to get this resolved. I've never seen this before. I've been to games where the score is off, where they put points on the wrong team and the score goes off in that direction, but this is new territory. It should read 45-29 or 45-31. What ended up happening, the score was at 129, which obviously isn't right. So we are getting our way back to the correct score. Well, that can happen. You slip up, you hit your finger on the wrong button, and before you know it, you have a lopsided score. So we're back to 45-31. Now they're testing the clock to make sure that is functioning properly. Well, you don't see that often. Thomas swings out, and the three ball's off the mark. Suggs gets the rebound, the leak out to Williamson, and he's fouled from behind. Williamson, the 6'6" senior forward. And that is the fourth personal foul on Wendell Matthews. He only has 4 points. He averages 16.4 though, so more trouble for the Highlanders. And he will likely be out for an extended length of time. Jarvis Wright will take his place. Williamson makes the back end. Redhawks shooting outstanding from the free throw line. And another stoppage. This one I'm not so sure about. Bounce pass goes to Roberson for the deuce. Right with the dime there. Roberson leading all players with 22 points. And the Highlanders get the stop there as they force the steal. Thomas thought about the three, lobs it. Wright fires. It goes off the heel. Ball won by Williamson. Lobs it to Smith for the score. (48-33). Smith now with 15. Roberson pulls up, swish. Suggs to Smith. He pulls up and banks it in. Lorenzo Smith up to 17. Hardick might have been a little too fancy there, but a traveling violation on the Redhawks. So the Highlanders get a break on that occasion. If the Highlanders could find a support option to complement what Roberson has done, they could work their way back in this. Roberson misses the three-pointer, Bickham with the rebound. Redhawks couldn't get the pass in cleanly. Suggs with the recovery. Lost control, but a foul is called. And it's on Hardick. His third personal. Bickham almost lost the pass. Worked his way through traffic, gets another one. He's not giving up, but he still can't lay it in. And that's going to be a jump. Bickham had a kick-out option, decided not to go to him. And tough to say how the play would have changed had that happened, but he took a gamble, tried to take it in himself. It didn't pay off that time. But the Redhawks still lead by 15 with 14:48 left in the second. Roberson to Thomas. Thomas with just 1 point. He's tried to get things going a couple of times. Has not succeeded yet. Hardick passes up the three. Thomas kicks out. Roberson, step back. No good that time. Another jump. Redhawks with the arrow. Bickham, spin move, goes up, and will shoot two. The foul is on Wright, his third personal. JaVonni Bickham, who knows where he'll end up after his high school career ends. I imagine a few schools will be taking a look at this junior who's been a fulcrum for the Redhawks over the last few years. Helped keep this team functioning after looks like Javon Walker transferred. Roberson drives, count it. And DeAndre Roberson could be playing his way into some looks as well from college scouts. He's got 26. A one-man highlight reel. He hits the free throw. And if it wasn't for him, who knows how this game would turn out. Suggs backs off. And a collision with Kadeem Thomas. That's the third personal foul on Thomas. And the Highlanders with just one to give. Suggs seems a bit salty about it, draws another foul, and that's the last again for the Highlanders. So the Redhawks, who have been to the free throw line 19 times, could see themselves at the charity stripe a few more. That's the 4th personal foul on Thomas, and several players on the Highlanders in foul trouble here. Smith, bounce pass to Bickham. And the Redhawks reset. Suggs almost had the ball poked away from him, but he hangs on to the rock. Smith fires off the heel. Rebound, Arian Austin. Roberson to Hardict. Draws the blocking foul on Bickham as he tried the clutch move, and he will shoot a pair. Quentin Hardict, who averages 14.6, has not scored. And more perspiration that has to be wiped up before we continue. So after that extended delay, Hardict gets on the board. And he knocks down both to make this a 12-point game. Suggs, contact, no foul there. He does draw it on the drive and has a shot at 3. And Jarvis Wright picks up his 4th. So Wright, Thomas, and Matthews all with 4 personals. And things are looking awfully grim for the Highlanders in terms of foul trouble. No foul called. It will be Redhawks ball. As they lead by 15. Bickham pulls up, short. Can the Highlanders get something more out of Roberson, or can they get a little more help? Pulls up again, and he won't get the bounce. Bickham with another board. Finds Suggs, one-on-one. And he'll shoot 2. Foul on Roberson. 12:20 remains. Just the 2nd foul on Roberson, but as we've seen, 1-on-3 in terms of the scoring load is not panning out well for the Highlanders. The distribution quite even. Suggs with 17, Smith with 17, Bickham with 15. And for Lance Johnson and crew, that's just how they like it. Hardict gets the ball poked away by Suggs. He can't get a clean handle on it. And that appears to be a foul on Minnehaha. No, they call it Columbia Heights ball on the tie-up. Kelly will go to the line after he was hacked. Christian Kelly split his first time up. He has just 6 points. And that's the 4th foul on JaVonni Bickham. We've seen a fair share of fouls in this contest. So Jeff Stordahl will take Bickham's place. And this could be a chance for Columbia Heights without one of the pillars of scoring tonight for the Redhawks. Kelly hits both free throws. The Highlanders 10 of 15. Redhawks 20 of 22. Suggs turns on the accelerator and is blocked from behind by Quentin Hardicht. And a push foul is called. No, a foul was not issued. I thought it was. I believe what the officials said in that instance was that Hardicht was on the line. No, it was an offensive foul on Christian Kelly. So that's his 3rd, and I did see Jalen Suggs take a tumble. And my guess is Suggs must have been knocked down by Christian Kelly. Smith drains the runner. Lorenzo Smith with a fantastic performance, 19 points and climbing. Kelly, spin move, and last touch by Lorenzo Smith. This is a Minnehaha team that has contended with a lot of the big dogs, regardless of class, over the years. They've had a long-standing rivalry with St. Paul Central, a rivalry that the Redhawks have owned over the last few seasons. They've often been close games, though. Last year we were here for an overtime affair. This year the Redhawks eked out a 5-point victory. Foul was called on Lorenzo Smith, his 3rd. And more free throws coming for DeAndre Roberson. The one-man wrecking crew for the Highlanders. And a timeout is called. With 11:23 left in the second half, 59-44 our score. DeAndre Roberson with 29 points. The rest of the team, though, with 15.
Glasses turned into the scorer's table. If you are missing glasses, these might be yours.
And to my knowledge, our crew has their glasses still on their faces. Someone found a missing pair of glasses. On the other end for Minnehaha, most of their scoring has come from 3 players, but again, we've talked about the distribution, 19, 17, and 15 from Smith, Suggs, and Bickham respectively, and Jose Williamson has chipped in 8. Overall, Minnehaha with a few more dynamic options at their disposal. And they've proven to be the more savvy team. Smith was open. Decides not to take it. Now he'll fire this time. And that did everything but go in. Suggs picked it up but couldn't control it. A leak out, and the slam for Roberson. And that awakens the Columbia Heights fans in attendance. Suggs. Nothing called. We play on. Hardict from 15. Got it. And a quick timeout for Lance Johnson. Redhawks still lead by 11, but the Highlanders finally jolt themselves and their fan base who came out to support them. Roberson with 31, and Hardick, that was his first field goal. And like we said, this is a Columbia Heights team that could work their way back in this game if they could find some help for the pillar of scoring that is Roberson. He averages 17.3, and he demonstrated his vertical there on that dunk that fired up the Highlanders fan base. So can the Highlanders draw their sword and make this a fight? We shall see. But they sense the Highlanders picking up some momentum. Suggs found Tyson. They swing it out to Smith. He's short on the three. Suggs tipped the rebound to Stordahl. No good. And it will stay with Minnehaha. Suggs, the deep three, bullseye. You know we couldn't go to a Minnehaha game without Suggs knocking down at least one Steph Curry three-pointer. And a big basket for the Redhawks to quell the momentum for now. That was number 21, missing the elbow J. We don't have his number on the roster. Three ball, corner pocket. Jeff Stordahl with his first field goal. And a couple of big baskets. Redhawks lead back to 17. The shovel pass and a late foul. The last to give for the Redhawks. And that means free throws coming for Arian Austin. Austin knocks down the front end. But not the second. Another theme that I've had with these Minnehaha games is the extended length of time. This one being a foul fest, but both teams aggressive, attacking the rim with impunity on many occasions. Tyson goes to Williamson. Coverage closes in on him. That means Stordahl's open for three. This time, that doesn't go in. It stays inside. It bounced over the backboard, but did not go behind it, so Redhawks can maintain possession. Williamson, the skip. Now Suggs for three. Swish. Jalen Suggs with 23. And the Redhawks up by 19. Is this the proverbial dagger? Islanders wanted an illegal screen, didn't get it. Roberson for three. Off the heel, and both sets of fans wanting calls on that play. Suggs draws the foul, might have baited his opponent into that, but free throws coming nonetheless. for the 9th grade sensation. And we spoke with Mia Curtis, who also knows a thing or two about being a wondrous athlete as a freshman for a school that has a proud history of basketball. Again, maybe not the plethora of state tournament trophies compared to De La Salle or Hopkins, but year in and year out, the Redhawks make you earn it. And they are 22 of 24 from the free throw line, around 90%. The Highlanders brought it down to 11, and it looked like they had some life. Minnehaha took it away. But Christian Kelly doing what he can to preserve their hope. His 3 gives him 11. But a long way to go for the Highlanders to come back here. Smith, 3 ball, short this time, gets his own rebound, and out of control on the drive. Stordahl does not get the bounce. Bickham back on the floor for the Redhawks. Remember, he does have 4 fouls. Wright missing the 3. Suggs keeps it. Will he take it himself? He will not. A clean block for Arian Austin. And Wendell Matthews and Kadeem Thomas return to the floor. Remember, they have 4 fouls for the Highlanders. So both coaches going with their big men. Suggs off the screen. Fakes the 3. Bickham lays it in. I thought he would slam it for a moment, but what matters is you get the points. And that's what he did. And a traveling violation. Kadeem Thomas dragged his pivot as he tried to curl. And it looks more and more like the Redhawks will get out of here with victory. 6:48 and counting. Suggs kicks out. Another 3. This one's strong, but a stoppage in play from Donovan Taylor. Foul called on Stordahl, loose ball variety, so we're going the other way for free throws. Christian Kelly, who has a quiet 11 points, has come up with some baskets here and there, but not enough to draw pressure off of Roberson. That being said, Roberson has been impressive with his 31 points, and this rings shades of our last game with Mare Lutheran, where we had a strong score with Shimoleski and Huckey, but they didn't get enough support from the role players to make it count. Christian Kelly hits both free throws. And he's up to 13 points. Suggs, the shovel pass to Williamson. And Jose becomes the 4th Minnehaha player to get double digits. On the other end, in transition, Roberson scores, and he goes up to 33. But Columbia Heights can't trade baskets now. Jalen Suggs gets the roll on the clutch move. Hardict, he drives, no good, and Bickham with the board. He leaks out. Smith will take it all the way. Redhawks up by 22, and that might be enough. Smith with 21. Suggs with 27. Hardict, a deep 3. Nobody guarded him, and maybe that's why. Rebound, Kelly. Swish. Christian Kelly up to 15. Some great individual efforts from Kelly and Roberson out of Columbia Heights, but not a whole lot of help outside of that. Bickham trying to dare Matthews into picking up his 5th. Now he loses it. Taylor to Smith. Williamson, turn around, works his way in and comes up strong. But the Redhawks still have a 20-point lead. Thomas through the hole. He burst through it, almost warp speed there. Before the Redhawks knew what happened, Thomas found his way to the rim. That's his first field goal. That's going to be a push off on Suggs. And that's his fourth. Easy call to make. Lance Johnson will call a timeout. 78-60. Redhawks still in control. But Jalen Suggs got a little too selfish there. Went for a little too much. Not what you want out of your leading scorer in this game and your leading scorer this season.
Once again, we have a pair of glasses that was turned into the table here. If you are missing a pair of glasses, these might be yours. Come down and check them out.
And for Minnehaha Academy, again, their season mirrored that of the girls in the sense of having some rough patches. In Minnehaha's case, as we noted, they lost 3 in a row before turning things around. Their last loss came against Onalaska at the Midwest Players Classic in lacrosse, but with Onalaska being a Wisconsin school, that's not going to hurt you too much. Wins over Waconia. Prescott in the border battle, hosted by the Breakdown. Caledonia and Hopkins, as we noted earlier. A lot of high-quality wins for this Minnehaha team. And they are trying to get out of this one with a comfortable victory. Undoubtedly, they're going to keep an eye on Roberson. Kelly fires the 3, and that bounces out. Rebound, Wendell Matthews, and he draws the foul. It's on Williamson, and that is his fourth. So free throws coming for Wendell Matthews, who has just 4 points. Again, Columbia Heights has struggled from their usual contributors. Matthews and Hardict haven't found much success compared to their statistical averages. Christian Kelly having a nice game, averaging 8.3 up to 15 here. But Matthews splits, and Minnehaha doing a fantastic job containing the majority of Columbia Heights' threats. Bickham, 3-ball, short from the corner. Hardict with the kick out. And another late foul, and I believe that's on Williamson as Kadeem Thomas tried to take it to the rack. No, it's on Bennett Tyson. But it's double bonus the rest of the way. Just the first on Tyson. And more free throws coming. What will be worth watching as we get to section and state tournament play as Thomas makes the back end. This is the only time I've seen Minnehaha in action this year, but they go with a pretty short rotation, just 7, at least in this game. Sometimes that can change from matchup to matchup. Euro step, Suggs can't put it in, but his teammate is there. And he'll have a chance at 3. JaVonni Bickham goes up to 19. Foul is the 4th on Kelly, but more importantly, Minnehaha will get out of here with their 20th win of the season, barring an epic comeback. And that would mean epic in a level that has no shot clock. They're up by 19 with less than 4 to play. As they reach the 80-point mark. Once again, they've hit that threshold several times this year. And an offensive foul on Columbia Heights. Minnehaha has hit the 80-point mark now for the 11th time this season. And I would expect we'll see the reserves come in shortly. Hardick left alone, and he can't hit the three-pointer. Minnehaha made the first move, and Columbia Heights did not have a response. The Redhawks just too quick and agile for the Highlanders to contain today. Bickham goes up to 22. 3 20-point scores for the Redhawks. Another transition bucket. This time it's Williamson. And the Redhawks, they're just running in circles around the Highlanders here. Hardick, the bounce pass. Redhawks converge, and there's a foul, but it's inconsequential. Tyson taking responsibility for it, but you won't have to worry about anyone fouling out. And Willie Brazil sensing the outcome out of reach. He's going to put in his deep players. So we're going to see Bryant Mayfield and a technical foul was called on Kadeem Thomas. Didn't quite see what happened. Wait a minute. That should be Jeff Stordahl, not Kadeem Thomas. Okay, they let Matthews finish his free throws, and now Jalen Suggs will shoot the technicals. Again, it's inconsequential at this point. And our audio tech caught Suggs low-fiving again with nobody. He didn't do it that time. He did it at the halftime, but this time he just hit the free throws, and we'll call it a day. So maybe that was a one-time only show. So Suggs will finish with 28. And the outcome in hand in this one. It was a lengthy affair. And that's Alvin Cook who got the rebound, but a fine performance by Minnehaha to wrap up the regular season. And that's number 13, Kaich Ogul, the sophomore forward, who gets the foul in the basket. And Minnehaha sending in their deep subs as well. They include Luke Burnham, number 24. And I imagine, and yep, I can see it right in front of me, the bench will be emptied here very quickly. And Lance Johnson will use one of his 2 remaining timeouts to get his deep subs in there. So the Highlanders will not get to 20, but they do have a chance to get a little bit of momentum back on their side when they play Brooklyn Center tomorrow. The Centaurs on a resurgence of their own. And the Redhawks will await their section bracket. Some other players off the bench include number 4, Roddy McDonald, number 10, Nick Hernandez, and number 11, Chet Holmgren. So the number 1 team in 2A will stay that way as the season ends. There are a few more boys games next week, but the Redhawks will be the likely favorite to win the 2A title this year. Of course, being the favorite is not a guarantee. Bryant Mayfield goes up. That's no good. And we'll see if the Redhawks run a play here. Some coaches do, some coaches don't in this situation. They won't have to worry about that. They turn it over, but with basketball, it's not always the first impression. It's your last that can make an impression. What have you done for me lately, as the adage goes? O'Goul. It's the friendly bounce off the window, and that will bring him up to 4. Taich O'Goul. He had 4 points coming into this. He has 4 points now. 4 plus 4 equals 8. At least the last time I checked. Steal by Mayfield. Let's see what he does with it. Well, he'll shoot 2 with 18.8. Late night, but a fine showcase of talent and balance from the Red Hawk team. And both the boys and girls, as Mayfield makes his free throws, both the Minnehaha boys and girls teams are fine examples of how developing a youth movement and getting them to work together, forming that chemistry, can reap big dividends. And Roddy McDonald comes on down with a layup. And that will end this game. Minnehaha wins 88-69. They had a 15-3 run to start, and they never looked back. Jalen Suggs, the leading scorer, with 28. JaVonni Bickham with 22. Lorenzo Smith with 21. Columbia Heights led by 33 points from DeAndre Roberson, 15 from Christian Kelly. Those are your notables. This is high school boys basketball. Red Hawks go to 20-5. Highlanders fall to 18-7. And I'm joined by Jalen Suggs, the freshman stud for the Minnehaha Academy Redhawks. But tonight, it wasn't just you. You had 3 20-point scores. Tell me, how does that balance help you guys out?
Just sharing the ball. We go through drills in practice, swinging the ball. Coach Jay always tells us swing the ball once or twice, we get a better look. And, I think we really did that tonight, and that's what helped us get this win.
How would you say you've grown from an 8th grader to a freshman?
Just real mature, I've gotten real mature last year, I was kind of talking a lot, really was kind of a little kid, but this year, I'm stepping in more of a leadership role and, trying to lead my team to the state championship.
And maybe in a roundabout way, tonight we didn't see you take those D3s that you're known for. You tried to set things up, get your teammates involved, so how does that demonstrate the discipline you've accumulated over the last couple of years?
Just talking to my coaches, asking them what I need to do, they just said get better shot selection. So I set the team up, tried to get them in the offense, and then we got way better looks, as you said. 3 players over 20 points, that's what we wanted.
You started on a 15-3 run and didn't look back, so how did you put the foot on the gas to start things off?
We really just stuck to our game plan, played really good defense all game, and just played our game, really played at our pace and did what we wanted to do.
This is your last game of the season. You wait for your playoff assignments in Section 4 AA. You're going to be the favorite So how do you make sure that pressure doesn't get to you, and at the same time, what does Minnehaha have to do to make sure that they have a good run in the playoffs?
Just stay humbled. Look at every opponent as a great opponent, and just come out and play our game every night, and we should get where we want to go.
Have you been working on your vertical this year? You had a pretty good throwdown in the first half.
Yeah, over the summer, it just came naturally, and then I've been doing plyometrics, working on my legs, showing off.
Well, it seems to be paying off, and you're only a freshman. I can only dare to imagine what might come next. So, anyone you want to say hi to that's watching this?
Just all the family out there that couldn't make it to the game. I know it was rough times, but I love y'all, and keep supporting.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Jalen. Hopefully we'll see you with the state tournament trophy come March.
Hopefully, appreciate it.
That was Jalen Suggs of the victorious Minnehaha Academy Redhawks, and that wraps up our coverage here from Bergstrom Court on the campus of Minnehaha Academy. For our entire crew, I'm Mike Beaton. Thank you for watching.